Hello, my name's Conrad Ray, the Director of Men's Golf at Stanford University. I appreciate you clicking on the link to see a video tour of our new Siebel Varsity Golf Training Complex. We've really set out to achieve greatness here at the complex, where we can practice to play and not practice to practice. The weather, the setting, the surrounding, and the space that we provide here, I believe, is second to none. Jay Blasi of Robert Trent Jones II Architects of Palo Alto. I'm going to have him say a few words on the design.
Thanks, Conrad. This was a real thrill for our team at Robert Trent Jones II, and we're actually based right here in Palo Alto. So it's been a real pleasure to work with Conrad and Caroline O'Connor, the women's golf coach, as we've set out to create a facility that'll be unique in the golf world. This facility has a lot of interesting features. It can be used and set up day to day in many different ways. We tried to provide the ultimate flexibility. So one of the things that we can do is we can set the facility up as a driving range, and in fact we can set it up as two different driving ranges so that each team can have a separate area to practice. The other thing that we've created is we've created 6 green complexes that will allow players to hone their short game skills. And rather than just creating 6 complexes in the same mold, we tried to take it to the next step and create these facilities in the genre of famous architects from the past. A lot of the places where the golf team will play have been designed by famous architects. So we incorporated those ideas and modeled these green complexes after those architects. So for example, when the team has to play an event at Arizona State at the Karsten course, we have a peat dye green that the players can go practice. So here we are in the one of the famous peat dye pot bunkers featuring the world-renowned railroad ties. So once again, this will give players the opportunity to test their skills at hitting out of a deep pot bunker, facing the challenges of a railroad tie. In addition to spending time in the bunker, it'll give players the opportunity to hop up on the side, practice all sorts of side hill lies. They can come back in the fairway and practice hitting over a bunker like this. So one of the overall goals was to provide players with every type of shot that they would see on a golf course.
Here we see Jay Blasi, our architect, standing in the peat dye bunker. As you can see by the sod wall facing him, he's got a challenging bunker shot, and definitely a situation where he can simulate an experience that he might have playing a peat dye golf course.
So here we are at the Robert Trent Jones Jr. green, and we created one that will be reminiscent of some of the things the players will see on a Robert Trent Jones Jr. green, which they play regularly. A couple other interesting features about the overall facility. A regular driving range is somewhere around 10 acres. And with that, the players only hit from a designated area that might be half an acre in size. One of the unique features about this facility is it's 30 acres in size. To give you a sense of scale, many golf courses range from anywhere from 110 up to 170 acres. So all told, this is about a fourth or a third of the size of a regular golf course, in which each player on the golf team will have access to each inch of that facility to use. So it's much more than a driving range. It's short game practice, and you actually have your own golf course to play when you want to.
We're very lucky to have the ability to have this 30-acre practice facility right in the heart of Stanford campus. It's adjacent to the second hole of the Stanford Golf Course. And as you can see, as the camera pans, very close to the center of campus and Hoover Tower and all of the activity that goes on campus. This is a huge asset, I believe, for our facility, because it's right there, easy to use for the kids, and very accessible for anyone that's interested.
So here we are at the Mackenzie Green. The golf teams are very fortunate to be in an area where Mackenzie was prevalent within the United States. Mackenzie, the famed designer of Augusta National, also designed Cypress Point on the Monterey Peninsula, about an hour and a half from here, and even a little closer to home, Pasatiempo. What we've tried to do at this green complex is just replicate some of the ideas that Mackenzie would incorporate into his green complexes. For example, you notice that the bunkers have the lacy edge to them. They looked as if they were created by the hand of God or Mother Nature as opposed to man. The other thing that you'll notice is the bunker flashes upwards. This is something Mackenzie often did. So this will give players a chance to practice a bunker shot above the green surface, hitting down to the green surface. Once we get to the green itself, Mackenzie was known for his flair in putting surfaces. He'd also often have lots of different levels to his greens. And one of the things that he would do is he would create a big sweep in the green. So even though there are two different levels, you can work the ball from one level to the other using the ramp, so to speak. So Conrad's just rolled the ball. You can see how that contour works. A lot of people will find this to be a fun practice area, testing their creativity as well as their physical ability.
We wanted to take a stop here just to reiterate how important we believe here at Stanford Golf practicing the short game is in terms of our overall success. The Mackenzie green, as Jay mentioned, offers a lot of fine nuance, but as you can see from this view, the change in elevation, the flash up in the bunkering, and all the different avenues that you can practice into this green complex really make it intriguing if you're trying to improve your short game. Here we wanted to make a stop at our Robert Trent Jones Senior green. One of the great features of this green is that it's sodded in Tiff Eagle Bermuda. Now, growing Bermuda in Northern California presents a challenge, but we're up to the task, because creating a situation where our players can play and practice and putt on a Bermuda grass green prior to competition on such really gives us a competitive advantage in preparation.
So one of the things that we've tried to do is replicate all of the shots that a player might find on a golf course. We've talked about the different grass types, we've talked about the different sands. Here we're going to take a look at a bunker that was specifically designed to allow players to practice the long bunker shot. Everybody knows how difficult that 50 to 100 yard bunker shot can be. Rarely do you ever have the opportunity to go and spend an afternoon just practicing that. So here you can see we have a long bunker, kind of in the variety of a waist bunker type look. We've got little islands in it, the fingers with the fescue grass coming down. But you can see in the distance is the Fazio green. So we can drop a shag bag of golf balls here and practice this shot until we've executed that to perfection.
Stopping to show you our Tom Fazio complex. Tom Fazio is an architect that we see quite a lot in competition, and you see various characteristics that Fazio often represents in his own design. To my left here is a playable bank that actually can be played as putting surface. The ball will come off that bank even though it is mown as fringe cut. Often used as a backstop for a wedge shot or just back support and hitting into the green.
We were able to create a series of golf holes. So where we're standing right now is a little tee box that we fit in, and as you pan to the right you'll see the corridor for the tee shot. Once you hit your drive here with the fairway bunkers off to the right, then you'll have the opportunity to play to 3 different greens from there.
It's an example of another tee area that we've built to work on various shots and their shape off a tee box area. As you can see behind me in my right shoulder, we have a beautiful California oak that requires a draw off the tee. This is a shot that we'll see commonly in competition, where we have to be able to stand up and shape the ball right to left or left to right. Over to my left here you can see an example. We have been able to wire the entire facility with electricity outlets. What this does is enables us to use our mobile units, our launch monitor, and our video camera at various stations around the practice facility. The Tillinghast complex. As you can see, we face many deep cavernous bunkers in competition, and Tillinghast, out of all architects, might be the best representative of this trait. We have a false edge on the left side and a cross bunker immediately to my left, and then over my left shoulder, a wonderful deep greenside bunker.
We're on the perimeter of the facility, we're tucked in the trees all of a sudden, and now we found a slot here. But here we have a long par 3, I think about 185, 190 yards, slightly uphill to the Mackenzie green. Beautifully framed golf shot, something you'd see on a postcard for a regular golf course. So here we are on another one of our tee complexes set off on the edge of the facility. Again, from this area you have infinite possibilities. Over my left shoulder you can see we have a narrow corridor for a tee shot, and in the distance is the Jones Jr. green. From right here it's a 364 yard hole. As we pan and head over my right shoulder you'll see the Dye green in the distance. So from right here you can play about a 200 yard par 3 shot into there. And finally, as we pan further to the left, again is that Tillinghast complex that Conrad talked about, and here we have a 50 to 60 yard pitch shot which you'll notice that the green is elevated, so you can work on different ways to access that green.